My name is Bridget Gainer. I'm a commissioner on the Cook County Board. I am a native Chicagoan. I grew up on the Southwest Side and started my career as a community organizer working in schools, public access to community schools. And from there went on to work in Uptown. I started a community center at Sun High School and then worked in local government and now have been a commissioner on the Cook County Board since 2009.
And what are your top priorities?
So I've always thought that the best part of local government is really, it's almost like you're still an organizer, but now you have a few more tools in your toolbox. So when I think about the county, what really comes together, it's economic development, it's criminal justice reform, and public health. And so when I think about my priorities, my top priorities, they're the continuation of some of the work that I've already started. So I created the Cook County Land Bank as a response to the foreclosure crisis. So this community and this city was going through tremendous upheaval because houses were vacant and they weren't going back on the market. And we came up with a system, the Cook County Land Bank, after 2 years of organizing, that created an opportunity to do the most important thing you can do in a neighborhood, is make sure that there's families living in these houses. So 4 years into the effort, we've now had 200 homes that have been rehabbed by local developers, and now they have families living in them. Continuing to grow the land bank, moving into commercial and industrial, and expanding our base of small developers. One of the unique things about us is all the work that we've done has been with small developers, most of whom are African American or Latino. Growing that base, training new people in to grow their own wealth creation is, to me, my #1 priority. The second priority is really around ensuring that the economics of Cook County work for people. So in my last term, we spent about 2 years to put together a coalition to pass paid sick time. So if you work full time, you have the ability to take 5 days off as sick time. And not just as a mother, but as any parent and as anyone who's taking care of parents, you have to have the ability to make work. So I think that when you look at the rising cost of college, paid sick time, developing the apprentice programs, which I've done in the financial services sector, and ensuring that our tax system works for working people is my second priority. And then lastly, it's also continuing the work around the reform of the criminal justice system. So I've spent a lot of my time focusing on women and children in the criminal justice system. I started an advisory board for the Juvenile Detention Center, which for years had been under federal consent decree, because ensuring that the most vulnerable people who end up in our county jail and the juvenile detention center have a way out, because we're never going to have a safe and stable society unless that process is fair. So while the jail population has reduced by 30%, we have to ensure that people are getting a fair hearing at bond court, that they're getting services within the county jail and the juvenile detention center, but most importantly, that we're planning for their successful exit. Because whether it's day reporting or I-bonds or furlough days, or for the juvenile detention center, whether it's ensuring that they actually go back to a school and are accepted into a school, those are the things that I think are going to make the county the wonderful place that we want it to be.